It's the underground, it's the underground, it's the underground, it's the underground. You better pass, you better run, and that's your ass, boy, you done. It's the underground, it's the underground, yeah, it's the underground, it's the underground. You better pass, you better run, and that's your ass, boy, you done. Move the sticks, first down, you better not step out of bounds. You don't really want it, but you really need it. It's the underground, man, we undefeated. Michael Jackson couldn't beat it, fourth down, couldn't reach it, man, you swore about to lose it. Go ahead and face the music, flip the coin, still lost. Pay the cost to beat the balls, turn your motherfucking lights off. Yeah, CTE, these niggas can't see me. Got your head fucked up, got the game locked up, and it's over for your ass. Fourth down, you better pass. You know what it is, you ain't gotta ask. It's the underground, it's the underground, it's the underground, yeah, it's the underground. You better pass, you better run, and that's your ass, boy, you done. It's the underground, it's the underground, yeah, it's the underground, it's the underground. You better pass, you better run, and that's your ass, boy, you done. Oh, yeah, it's your boy Filthy Rich, your host. I'm back, part 2, baby. Had a little technical difficulty. I guess I fixed it. My boy let me know that you couldn't hear me. Can't hear me, mic check. Did my mic check and everything, man. I don't know what happened, man. But I was talking about coaching, man. I got a lot to talk about tonight. Was talking about coaching, man. Talking about Rex Ryan and how he wants to come back to the Jets. And I'm really feeling that, man. But once again, I'm gonna let you see what Rex Ryan had to say. Let's hit this back real quick, man, so we can start this thing over. Let's go back.
Ready to go back, Coach Jets. Serious.
I look at it this way, we're going to blow the opponents up. There's way too much talent on this team to play the way we've been playing, period. And how hard can you get a guy to play? That's the thing. Like nobody sees a team going to play the way as hard as this team's going to play in the future. Trust me, if I'm the guy. Trust me. And that's going to be it. That's what's going to separate me from all these other guys you're going to bring in. You know, your Gruden or whoever. Give me a break. They New York Jets. I'm all about the Jets. And the great thing is, all right, yeah, second chance. You get a second chance at it. Things that doesn't happen very often. Yeah, well, when it does, it's usually special. And so we'll find out if I get that chance or not. If not, then, hope they have one hell of a guy in place, because I still want to be a fan of the Jets. I still want to be. But, when I look around, I know nobody's better than me.
All right, so there we go right there. My man Rex Ryan said it. Second chance around. That's what I'm getting. Second chance around, man. Call into the show, 412-407-2744. If you've been here, you know how we get down, man. We talking NFL football, college football playoffs today. That's what I got for you. You know what I mean? If you don't call in, leave it in the chat. I got my chat right here. I gotta get better with this chat thing, though, man. Paying a little more attention over here. Once again, shout out to my man letting me know that you couldn't hear me. But he already know he about to get cussed out too at the same time. So just go ahead and keep on going with this show and keep it like that. Hey, man. Once again, subscribe and like. You know what I'm saying? Get me out there, man. Blow me up. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button. Or call into the show, man. Talk your sports, talk your shit. We got a lot to talk about, man. We got college football playoffs coming up. We had a nice week of NFL football coming up, and we talking about these coaches that's getting fired and maybe hired. You know what I'm saying? And as I was talking about Rex Ryan, as you can see, man, Rex Ryan's turned up about this job, man, and I like that. I like that. I like playing for coaches like that don't take no shit. Now, y'all couldn't hear me when I said before. He had already addressed Aaron Rodgers. I couldn't find that clip. But he also addressed Aaron Rodgers, I heard earlier, then telling Aaron Rodgers, if I'm there and you're there, There ain't gonna be no fuckery like there was last year, alright? There ain't gonna be no not showing up for training camp like you did last year. There ain't gonna be no just doing what the fuck you want to do like you did last year. That sets the wrong tone. Robert Saleh let him get away with that because he figured Aaron Rodgers is you know, Hall of Fame player. You can do that, but you actually you show your team you give them the wrong signals when you do shit like that. You give them the wrong signals, and before Rex is even getting his job, he's letting these players know that I ain't fucking around. I come to win, and that's it. If you ain't with that, if you ain't come to do your motherfucking job as hard as I come to do my motherfucking job, you out of here quickly that day. And we all know Rex ain't playing around. Like he said, this is his second time around. This will be his second time around. So he already been there, done that. There ain't been shit since he left. So he's trying to bring it back. Alright? You see how he said, I'm a jet. I'm a motherfucking jet. He's with the shit. Alright. Up next, though, I was talking about Robert Kraft, man. Robert Kraft getting rid of Gerard Mayo, which I didn't think was cool. I got a couple conspiracy theories. I feel like why that kind of went down. You know, we seen Robert Kraft, what he said, and I ain't even gonna sit here and confuse his words. I mean, I could say that you know what he said, but I got it right here in front of me. Robert Kraft said Mayo's short leash wasn't about the final season record or the statistical production from a roster or league viewed as incapable of meaningfully competing. The Patriots' final win over partial strength Buffalo Bill teams pushed them to 4-13 with a season finish. So yeah, they beat the Bills in the last game, wind up 4-13. I got a couple conspiracy theories on why Gerard Mayo got fired. First of all, Boston, we all know Boston is a very racist town. And it doesn't say this in this article, but I heard it at other places to where Kraft even admitted that he was influenced by the fans in some way. So what does that mean? A lot of African Americans, black folks know how it is in Boston, or heard how it is in Boston, and for him to get fired in one season, maybe that was part of it. Maybe Robert Kraft felt the pressure. Or were they thinking about hiring Mike Vrabel? Did they already want to hire Mike Vrabel? Or Mike Vrabel, maybe he just he needed a year hiatus. Maybe he talked to Robert Kraft already and said, man, just, you know, give me a year off, spend some time with my family. You know, I've just been coaching hard for the Titans for this long. Let me get a year off. I'll be back for you next year. And then he just hired Gerard Mayo for, you know, an intern type job. You know what I mean? Just to see what he could do. To get him out there. Maybe he is doing him a favor. If he did a good job, you know, maybe he would have kept the job. Or maybe he proved himself as a coach that can get a job somewhere else as a coordinator or something like that. But honestly, it just ain't right to fire a dude in 1 year. It ain't right for your rookie quarterback either. You got Drake May that now got to learn a whole new offense just that quick. So now Drake May in his second year has already played in 2 offenses. He's just getting used to what he was doing. Now my other conspiracy is that maybe Gerard Mayo got fired because he lost the last fucking game. I mean, went out there and won the last fucking game. He was supposed to lose. The Patriots was sitting in the driver's seat. The motherfucking driver's seat. All they had to do was lose. And they were sitting in the driver's seat for the first pick in the draft. And what do? They go out there and beat the Buffalo Bills, fight hard, beat the Buffalo Bills. And maybe Gerard Mayo already knew he was getting fired, was saying, screw you. Now I think they're picking like 5th.
Let me get it right. Now I believe they picking 5th. No, it's worse than that. Hold on. Hold on, this is old. Let me refresh this. Because Tennessee got the first. Okay, they're picking 4th now. Okay? So, yeah, like I said, all they had to do was go out there and lose. And they was having the first pick of the draft. Travis Hunter would have been their guy. Or maybe somebody else wanted Travis Hunter, and they could have used that for trade bait for a lot of picks. Whole lot of picks you're going to get from Travis Hunter. He's box office. He's playing both sides of the ball. So there's a lot of teams that might have been gunning for Travis Hunter. That might have had the 5th pick or the 4th pick. You could have dropped down, even to the 2nd pick. You got all types of picks and built up your squad for that first round pick. But nah, Jerome Mayo goes out there and wins that game, and maybe that's why he got fired. Who knows? I'm just speculating. I'm just bullshitting, but at the same time, it's one of those reasons. I mean, if I'm the owner, I'll be pissed about losing the first pick of the draft. The difference between the first pick of the draft and the 4th pick of the draft is night and day. Night and day. Not that you can't get a good player at 4. We all know that. But the point is, when you got the number 1 pick in the draft, you can play with that so much. Either you can get the guy that you want with no question. They don't need a quarterback. So that's the best part about it. You ain't got to, I hate to use the word wasted on a quarterback, but you ain't got to pick a quarterback. You ain't got to reach for a guy that might not make it. You can get a proven commodity. Like a lineman, the best lineman in the draft. You can get the best wide receiver in the draft. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I just got it. The first thing that came to my mind is he got fired because he blew that for the Patriots. That was just the first thing that came to my mind. I ain't saying I'm right. You let me know what you think. But that's the first thing that came up to my mind. All right, call in the show, man, 412-407-2744. Like I said, man, I'm just talking about, coaches that got fired. There's other vacancies, too. The Saints got a vacancy. The Bears. So there's Caleb Williams, again, just like Drake May. He's going to be in a brand new offense just that quick. Caleb Williams was having trouble picking up this offense this year. So now he's got to hit the reset button all over again. All over again. And we know that's not good for a quarterback to be flip-flopping offenses. It's just not. Now, it's not 100% true. I mean, you maybe can get into it with a better coordinator or somebody that's mixing it up a little better. But what Caleb Williams shows me, man, he got a lot to learn about just the game, period. So, I don't know. Maybe he can get him a quarterback whisperer in there to help him out. Mentioned the Saints, the Bears. What other teams? Got the Patriots. What other teams is it? Oh, Raiders. Raiders fired Antonio Pierce. And there's one more team. The Giants kept their coach. And I can't think about it right now. But let me do this. Matter of fact. Let me do this. But anyway, man, there's some good coaching jobs out there. Saints need a quarterback, though. Raiders need a little bit of everything. They need a quarterback. Who is that last team? My watch keep going on. Who's that last team? I can't think of it. But anyway. Let's switch it up real quick. Let's take a look at some college football, man. Now, reason we're going to talk about college football before we get into the NFL is because that's coming up this week before the NFL. We got college football Thursday night. Thursday night, we got, let me see what team it is. Let me see. Make sure I got it right. All right, yeah, like I thought. Thursday night is the Penn State Notre Dame game. All right, I don't want to tell y'all wrong. Penn State Notre Dame Thursday night, and we got Ohio State versus Texas on Friday night. All right, so they nicely and slickly slid them playoffs in there during the week, so they didn't have to compete with the NFL, which I like. I'm really feeling this college playoffs. All right, you know what I mean? We had some good teams in there. We had our Cinderellas in there. None of the conference champions won a game in these playoffs. None of them. So everybody that got their bye lost. And Clemson won the ACC, and they lost their game also in the first round. So, they got their chance. You got your conference championships in there, and they got their chance to prove themselves, and it proved that, hey, that don't mean everything. So it showed the parity in college football, which I like. Everybody's saying there ain't no parity in college football, you know what I mean? But it showed that, hey, just because you win your conference just doesn't mean that you're the best team. And just throw you in a bowl game and say, hey, you the champion. I mean, they know they had the 4-player playoffs, but, I'm going all the way back to how they used to do it, too. So ever since they started this playoffs, it's been good. Even when it was 4 teams, that was much better. Then they turned it into, 16 teams? And I'm loving that, though. What was it, 12? 4? Yeah. 12 teams. I'm loving that, too. I'm loving that too. But anyway, our Final Four is Ohio State, Texas. Should be a great game. Notre Dame, Penn State, all blue chip type of football teams. You know what I mean? Everybody's going to be watching. Notre Dame bring the fans. Penn State going to bring the fans. Ohio State and Texas going to bring the fans. We got everything covered except for the West Coast. And I'm feeling it. I'm glued to the TV Thursday night and Friday night. Games start at 7:30, so they shouldn't be on too long. Usually, for whatever reason, college games is much longer than NFL games. And they did another smart thing by starting it at 7:30, a little bit before prime time. Prime time is about 8 to 9, 9 to 10. So the game should be over around 10:30, 11. People that get up in the morning, that's about their bedtime. And yeah. College football playoffs should continue to be the shit. I'm with all the smoke. All right. Now, who do I got? I got Ohio State winning the whole thing. So I got Ohio State beating Texas. I'm so undecided on this Notre Dame Penn State game. Penn State, I like Penn State. Of course, I'm coming out of Pennsylvania, so I like Penn State. Really not a Notre Dame fan at all. My pops is, though, so, I want him to get his, you know what I mean? But I know he don't really like, Penn State at all. But I'm going to have to go with Notre Dame, man. I like how Notre Dame's playing. I like their running backs. Penn State shut down Ashton Jeanty, but Notre Dame got a 1-2 combo. Probably got a better offensive line than Ashton Jeanty had to work with. And we'll see. But if they gang up on those running backs like Ashton Jeanty, Penn State got a chance. That's why I'm up in the air. Okay, so I just think Notre Dame just got a little more talent, and probably a lot more talent than, definitely a better defense than Boise State did. All right, so that's how I feel about that. All right, let's switch gears a little bit. Let's get into this NFL, man, because we had a great week. Everybody stayed up for that Lions-Vikings game, and I don't know how long you stayed up. I mean, I was up watching the whole game. hoping Minnesota did something, and they just couldn't do shit. Sam Darnold turned back into a pumpkin. Turned back into Sam Darnold. Throwing passes over people's heads. Okay. In the chat, Notre Dame seems to have better coaching. Yeah, that too. That too. Notre Dame, better coach. I like Coach Franklin get a bad rap though a little bit. I mean, he hasn't been able to beat certain teams. But that I can't remember the it's another brother coaching Notre Dame. Can't remember his name. I'm just bad with names. Definitely know who he is. But yeah, you know, it might just be his time to shine. You know? It really might be better coaching. Definitely I think they got a better defense. That's just me. A better defense than they usually have. Not better than Penn State's. Better than what they usually have. I like their DBs a lot. Ryan Clark's son is one of their DBs too. I don't know what number he wears. I can't remember his number, but he's out there too, so watch out for that. Alright. Like I said, moving on to the NFL, Lions and the Vikings, man. It was just lackluster, man. It wasn't what it was supposed to be. Everybody thought it was going to be a shootout. Even I did. The team turned out the only one team had bullets, man, and that was the Lions. Now, the Vikings did move the ball a little bit up and down the field, but once they got in the red zone, they made the big mistake, to me, of trying to play Lions football, okay? They tried to match Dan Campbell. Kevin O'Connell tried to match Dan Campbell, and if you watch the game, you know what I'm talking about. They were going for it on fourth down like they was the Lions. Lions been doing it all year. I'm watching the game thinking, look, man, kick the field goal. Kick the field goal. You're in the red zone. You got all the way down there. You struggled to get down there. Lions got a good defense, turned up, ready to take this division, not trying to let it go. And you got to take points when you get points. And they didn't do that. Not that they lost by those 3 points, but they could have hung in the game and made the Lions play a little different if you put points on the board. Plus, there's no better momentum swing in a football game than stopping somebody on fourth down. Especially in the fucking red zone. Because then you call it a goal line stash. So there's no more, and you're away too. So you're just going to turn up the whole stadium. You're going to turn up the whole Detroit Lions team trying to play Detroit Lions ball, and it didn't work out. Okay? So you swung the momentum. You just kept giving the momentum back to Detroit, and they kept taking it and taking it and taking it. Score wound up being, where am I at? What was the score, man? They beat up on them boys pretty bad. I'm on week 16 here. What was the final score? It was like, here we go, 31-9. I kept wanting to say 41-9. I knew I was wrong. 31-9. Watched the whole motherfucking game. It was better than the score shows, though. But like I said, they got down in the red zone, couldn't make it happen, and that was pretty much the game of the year. Game of the year turned out to be 31-9. That's what I'm saying, lackluster, man. And we wasn't looking for that. We wasn't looking for that at all. Shit, the Steeler game was better than that. So, once again, Sam Darnold turned back into Sam Darnold for whatever reason. So now they're the 5th seed in the playoffs. And let's get into that. Let me show you a little something. Let's get into this. Let's check out these standings. Check out the standings for the last time. Alright, AFC Bills. Of course, on top. This is the easy one, man. This division was talking about the Bills a while back. Bills rested their last week. 13-4, they finish. It was a good season. Josh Allen, definitely an MVP candidate. Don't think he's going to win it, though, in my opinion. But we shall see. Dolphins 8-9, tried to make the playoffs. Hey, I know y'all all heard about Tyreek Hill. We'll see how that... I think he was just a little frustrated at the end of the season. Things didn't work out the way he wanted them to work out. That was that. Maybe we can get into that later. Jets, 5-12. Patriots was 4-13. Of course, we just talked about Their coach getting fired is Rod Mayo. Chiefs 15-2. Chargers 11-6. And the Broncos 10-7. Raiders wind up being 4-3. Chargers and the Broncos make the playoffs. So this turns out to be one of the best divisions in football right here. 3 teams make the playoffs in the AFC. That's what's up. That's what's up. Chiefs, Chargers, Broncos, they all try to come for the Chiefs. Still couldn't knock off the Chiefs, though. Of course, Coach Patrick Mahomes is the magic man. All right, AFC North, man. The Ravens surge back, take over the division, take it from the Steelers, because the Steelers, you see it over there on a 4-game losing streak, man. Sitting at 10-7. They played 4 good teams, but still, it's hard to lose 4 games in a row. It's hard to win 4 games in a row. You could play 4 bad teams in a row, and it's still, you might slip up and lose to one of them. And you could play 4 good teams in a row, and still, if you're a playoff team, you should slip up and at least win one of those games. But the Steelers couldn't make that happen. Now we sit at 10-7. Luckily, we locked up the playoffs a while back. Maybe we can get it together. We'll get into that even more. Man, I'm doing a whole Steeler focus, and we'll see about that. The Bengals finished out with a winning record, 9-8 though, and they went crying about the Chiefs not wanting them in the playoffs. I can't believe that, man. And when I first heard this story, I was like, they got to be making this shit up. They got to be making this shit up, because I'm like, ain't no coach going to sit there and complain about another coach like, what do you call it? Damn, why can't I think of the word? Tanking in a game when they 15-1, and they resting their players. Yeah, I'm tanking. I ain't got nobody in the fucking game. That's not my fault that we got shit locked up. And you saying they went out there and didn't even try to play against Denver? What are you talking about? So, a lot of people don't like Zach Taylor. I don't really have a problem with Zach Taylor, but that I got a problem with. I mean, just shut the fuck up for real, Zach. I don't see the point in crying. Season's over for y'all. Y'all fucked up earlier. One more win, and y'all would have been in. So, it is what it is. Texans win their division at 10-7, and they got the Chargers in the playoffs. Colts couldn't do what they had to do. They wound up with a losing record, 8-9. Jaguars 4-13. Titans 3-14. All right, off to the NFC. Eagles finish up 14-3, but they got issues right now, man. Jalen Hurts been in concussion protocol for what? This is week 3, at least, of practice. That's not good. Should have looked up the film when he got hit. It was a wild hit. As soon as he got tackled, his head really hit the ground more than he got hit. But he definitely got banged up by a player, and his head kind of bounced off the ground, and I knew he was hurt right there. He tried to get back up and play it off, and I'm like, nah, the ref's about to check that. He almost got away with it, but nah. Ref peeked him out before they snapped the ball, dragged him out the game, and we ain't seen Jalen Hurts yet. So that's a big concern, man. That's a big concern for the Eagles going to the playoffs. It's the wrong time for it. All right, Commanders sitting at 12-5. They in the playoffs too. Cowboys 7-10, and the Giants are 3-4. Cowboys talking about getting rid of their coach too, and maybe him going somewhere else. But that is not the team I was trying to think of earlier. Anyway, Rams 10-7 in the playoffs because they won their division, and the Rams is probably one of the most dangerous teams in the playoffs. Team you don't really want to see. They got a favorable matchup in the playoffs too. We'll get to that. The Seahawks are 10-7, Cardinals 8-9, 49ers 6-11, Lions 15-2, of course. Kings of the Jungle. The best division in football, the NFC North. Vikings wind up 14-3, but that's not a good win for them. Okay, so they go into the playoffs not limping, but that's a division foe that they just feel like they can't beat, man. You know what I'm saying? But hey, I got faith in the Vikings. I thought they was going to beat the Lions, but I was definitely wrong. Packers 11-6, limping into the playoffs. Why? Injuries, man. I talked about this with Jaden Daniels on one of my shows, how he really shouldn't have played. He wound up only playing a half. But Jordan Love really shouldn't have been out there neither. They already had the playoffs locked up, playing the Bears. really had nowhere to go but seeding, and they got Jordan Love's finger hurt, and Christian Watson tore his ACL. That's not good for a team that already started out slow every game on offense, and that's what that's why their record is 11-6. Because I think they're a better football team than that, but they just can't get it together at the beginning of games. I've been watching the Packers a lot this year, and that's just what I see. The bad starts usually end up in bad finishes. All right, NFC South, last but not least. The Buccaneers win the division, so they make the playoffs. They got the Commanders. They wind up 10-7. Falcons blow the shit. They're 8-9, wind up with a losing record. Panthers coach saved his job by going on the surge at the end of the year. They won. They beat the Falcons. And I think that's why he kept his job. They're 5-12. And the Saints, they gave the Buccaneers a run on the last game. But, hey, Buccaneers won the division. And my man Mike Evans got his $3 million, and he got tied Jerry Rice's record. He still ain't got the record, but I'm sure he'll break it next year. That's what's up. All right? Shout out to Mike Evans. That's my man. One of the most consistent players in the NFL by far. No argument there at all. At all. Up next, let's look at these playoff matchups. All right, so on Saturday we got the Chargers meeting up in Texas against the Texans at 4:30. Little warm-up game, you know what I mean? Most people say that this is the game they really won't want to see the most, so it's a good little warm-up game. Hey, but I'm intrigued. Because you got your boy Harbaugh, Jim Harbaugh. First year back in the pros. Got the Chargers in the playoffs. What more could you ask for? What more could you ask for from Harbaugh? They got them right back in the playoffs where they supposed to be. All right? And I don't know if the Texans got enough for them, for real. They're at home. But the Chargers been playing real well lately. And finally, Justin Herbert's healthy. He's got his rookie wide receiver. He's looking good. The rookie guy that they picked up last year, what's his name? Johnston from TCU. He's starting to look good. He's been warming up lately. I want to say they got J.K. Dobbins back. I don't think he was lost for the season. I think he's back. So they're going. And the defense is playing well. So the Texans should look out. The Texans should look out because the Chargers is ready to go. And Jim Harbaugh ain't fucking around. Ain't fucking around. So, but after that, we got that night, Saturday night, we got my Steelers versus the Ravens. Rival game. What we gonna do, man? 4-game losing streak. But everybody in Pittsburgh keeps saying we feeling this game because we know the Ravens. But this is the perfect chance. Perfect chance for Lamar Jackson to exercise his demons against the Steelers. This will be it right here. You don't gotta go on a winning streak against the Steelers. If you beat the Steelers in the playoffs, that means so motherfucking much. Now, I seen Zay Flowers. He's supposed to not be able to play. I seen him get hurt, but he also seen where, I don't know how true it was, but I seen real quick he cut his dreads off. Getting ready for the playoffs. So that sounds like he's going to play to me. That sounds like he's going to play. So, you know, Lamar Jackson's got all his weapons. He's been balling this year. He won the MVP last year, looking like he's going to win the MVP. He's a legit passer at this point. Also ran for 900 yards. You can't ask for nothing better for your quarterback. You really can't. So, hey, look here, man. I'm scared that Lamar is going to exercise his demons. Everybody else feels comfortable. I do not, for a lot of reasons. And, I mean, I can get deeper into that later, but the Steelers just ain't playing well, man. You ain't just going to get that much better overnight. You're really not. Well, it's going to take a few players just to just get into the zone. Get in the zone, man, because we're struggling right now. Dan Moore, George Pickens, Russell Wilson a little bit. Mike Tomlin a little bit. It's a little bit of everybody. Shit, offensive coordinator won't help the motherfucking offensive line. What the fuck is up with that? That's just crazy to me, man. So I'm expecting that the Steelers to pull out all the stops this week, man. Do everything you gotta fucking do. If they come out there with the same game plan, that's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. The Steelers need to open up and let Russ cook, and it is what it is. If Russ can't cook, then we know he ain't the fucking guy. It's time to fucking find out. You waited all fucking year. Let the man loose. Let the man loose. All right, moving on, man. The Broncos and the Bills play on Sunday at 1 o'clock. And that's going to be a good game, too, because the Bo Nix ain't scared of shit. I'm going to just tell you that right now. Bro Nix just seems like the type of dude that ain't worried about shit. And I like it. Denver's defense is also top tier. Patrick Surtain is supposed to be Defensive Player of the Year. So they can cover. We got Amari Cooper out there for the Bills. Shakir. Pretty sure Surtain should be able to take Amari Cooper out of the game if he's going to be Player of the Year. They got a pass rush. You got to get to Josh Allen if you expect to win this game. But you can't let Josh Allen be Josh Allen. You can't go out there and let him throw 6 touchdowns against you. The X factor to me is going to be Cook. If Cook can get the ball rolling, running around like you've seen him do against a lot of teams this year, then the Broncos ain't going to be able to make it happen. All right, up next, Sunday at 4:30, Green Bay versus the Packers. Now, we've seen this in the playoffs a whole lot over the years. I'm saying, what did I say? Green Bay versus the Packers. What the fuck's wrong with me? Green Bay versus the Eagles. Now, we've seen a lot of this over the years. Green Bay versus the Eagles. There's always two teams that always make the playoffs over the years. Especially when Andy Reid was there and Mike Holmgren was there. So it's going to look real familiar. Of course, the Eagles at home, number 2 seed. Both of these quarterbacks is banged up, though. Can we see Kenny Pickett on Sunday? That'll be wild. Kenny Pickett go out there and beat the Packers. That'll be wild. We'll be thinking some shit at Pittsburgh. We won't know what the fuck to think. We already all over the motherfucking place. But Kenny Pickett go out there and win a motherfucking playoff game for the Eagles. That's going to be wild. But one thing I do want to say is, I think Saquon Barkley should be MVP of the league. But with Jalen Hurts hurt and not practicing, because it's what? It's Tuesday. He ain't practiced yet. You got to start. If he ain't at practice tomorrow, Thursday, that's bad business. So he's going to have to be the real MVP, man. He's going to have to prove that he can do it. And he's done it already. He had 167 yards without, although it was like versus the Cowboys or whatever, but still, he had 167 yards without Jalen Hurts in the game. Kenny Pickett at quarterback. And Kenny Pickett was doing his damn thing. That's why I got a little faith in Kenny Pickett out there. They showed Kenny Pickett talking shit, saying that, hey, it's a little different vibe here than it is in Pittsburgh. A little bit more team camaraderie and stuff like, players always talk shit when they leave. That's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to boost up their new team. But was that true or not? I don't know. I do not know, but that should be a good game. Hopefully we get to see both quarterbacks in 100% because I hate to see games where, teams is handicapped. You know what I'm saying? But I'm sure that the Eagles got the better backup in this situation. The Eagles got the better backups in this situation. Jordan Love, I think it was a finger or something. I seen him holding his finger. Should have never been playing, you ask me. But that's just my opinion. All right, up next, Sunday, 8 o'clock. We watching football all motherfucking day. You know what I'm saying? Commanders and the Buccaneers, another banger. Surprised they got the 8 o'clock game, though. For real, over the Eagles. I really am. They're both on the East Coast. But yeah, this is, Jaden Daniels versus Baker Mayfield. Who's going to be the better quarterback? Now this here should be a shootout. This here should be a shootout. Now it ain't about quarterbacks, just only the quarterbacks either. Shout out to Jaden Daniels for making the playoffs as a rookie too. We all know he's probably going to be rookie of the year, even though Bo Nix just keeps showing the fuck out. But maybe it's going to be who's the better defense. Because both of these quarterbacks going to put in work. Who can stop who? I mean, I love Jaden Daniels in the red zone. I've been saying it all year. I love Jaden Daniels in the red zone. And on the other end, I love Mike Evans in the red zone. Baker Mayfield's going to make it happen. But his key weapon in the red zone is Mike Evans. And we all know ain't nobody stopping Mike Evans when he want to do what he want to do. Also, the Buccaneers got a real good running game. So we shall see. Also, don't sleep on the Commanders' running game. Brian Robinson, I don't know what's up with Austin Eckler. I don't know if he'll be able to make a comeback, but he was an addition that he got hurt. But Jaden Daniels is also a part of their running game, so we'll see. It should definitely be a shootout right here. I wonder what the over and under is. I maybe taking the over if it's, 40s in the 40s, 40, low 40s, 41, 43 they like to put out there. I'll take that all day. All right. Last but not least, they actually got a Monday. I don't know if they did this before. I don't think they did. I want to say they did this last year. But the last wild card game is the Vikings and the Rams. A team you don't want to motherfucker play, the Rams. Don't nobody want to play the Rams. But the Rams sneak into the playoffs. It was one of my sleeper teams at the beginning of the year because they started out pretty bad. They started out pretty bad. Let's see what that record was at the beginning of the season. Let me check real quick. Okay. Hold up. That's preseason. First game of the year. They lost to the Lions by 2 points. So, that put me on notice right there. We all knew the Lions was the good before that, and that was in overtime. So they lost to the Lions, by 6 points, 26-20 in overtime. They lost to the Cardinals, 41-10, looking bad. Came back to beat the 49ers, so they're 1-2 at this point. Then they lost to the Bears, and that's when everybody was like, dude. They lost to the Bears and the Packers, so shit. They was 1-4. And they only beat the 49ers, which turned out not to be a playoff team. But now, they're sitting in the playoffs as the 4 seed at home with a potent offense. Now, their problem was early in the season, they had injuries. Puka Nacua was hurt. Cooper Kupp was hurt. We'll say Kyron Williams was in and out of the lineup. All their good players were hurt. So that's what made me be like, yo, they're not that sad. Matt Stafford's a quality quarterback. And now they're back in business in the playoffs versus the Vikings, coming off a loss to the Lions, man. Look, if the Vikings lose this game, that's a real good season down the motherfucking drain. It ain't far-fetched that the Rams going to beat the Vikings. It ain't far-fetched. They got a good defense, but like I said, man, hey, the Rams got weapons and been showing them off lately, for sure. They've been showing them off. So we shall see. But yeah, that's the lineup for this weekend. Plus Monday. That Monday game is wild, man. I guess they kind of got to do that. They could have put 3 games in on Saturday and on Sunday. That's what they could have did. But they chose not to. We got the 2 games on Saturday, 3 on Sunday, and then 1 on Monday. Alright, man. But like I said, man, look here. Live calling to the show. Hit the chat. Let me know how you feel. It's your boy Filthy Rich, the host, man. It's just, it's been a wild, good week. The football, man. All the firings. Maybe some hirings. GM's getting fired. Another thing that was interesting was, like, I kind of hit on it before, was the draft order and how the Patriots screwed their shit up. Really did. So now Tennessee's sitting in the driver's seat at an NFL draft. Cleveland in second place. Giants got the 3rd pick. New England with the 4th pick. And Jacksonville with the 5th pick. Las Vegas Raiders with pick 6. New York Jets pick 7. That might be Rex Ryan's first pick in the draft in his new stint. I really hope that happens. Carolina sitting at 8. They were up there at number 1 at one point. But they wanted to just start balling out of nowhere. Blew that a little bit, but that's all right. They got a lot of potential with Bryce Young. They don't need that number 1 pick as bad as they did once they figured out Bryce Young was playing so well. New Orleans with the 9th pick, and to wrap it up, the top 10 picks, Chicago. Now, I'll tell you what, pick 11, 12, 13 is very interesting, too, because these are good football teams that, maybe the team in the middle ain't that great, but these are decent football teams. No, these are good football teams, except for the middle team. All right, you got San Fran with pick 11, Dallas pick 12, and pick 13 is Miami. All right, and San Fran and Miami really should have made the playoffs for real. San Fran had a lot of injuries from the very door. They had an ACL tear. Ayuk had his torn ACL. Debo Samuel's out of the lineup. Quarterback out of the lineup for a minute. Kittles was busted up all year, even though he made the Pro Bowl. Offensive lineman out of the lineup. Christian McCaffrey out of the lineup. Can't forget him. So, yeah, man, Dallas got, they just had a bad season. I mean, sorry, not Dallas. San Francisco just had a bad season. What you going to do? It's one of them seasons you just got to, ball it up like a piece of paper, throw that shit away. Because it is what it is. But what do you get out of that? You get 11th pick in the draft. And you can get a real good player at pick 11. So, yeah, I expect San Francisco to come back hard and Miami to come back hard. We'll see what they do with Tyreek Hill. And I don't know if y'all peeped out Tyreek Hill and how he's getting down, man. He ain't really feeling not being that in Miami no more for some reason. Now, I know y'all all heard this or whatever, but yeah, man, I mean, what y'all think about Tyreek Hill not wanting to be in Miami no more?
I don't even know, bro. This is my first time I haven't been in the playoffs, man. So, I mean, for me, like I said, man, I just got to do what's best for me and my family.
Now, you see right there, he says, this is the first time I haven't been in the playoffs. So that's what makes me feel like a lot of this is just frustration. And it's, pretty much a big overreaction to him saying this. But most of the reaction comes from him not finishing the game on Sunday. And that's where he's catching most of his flack from. And that's not cool, man. Quitting on your team is never cool. No matter who you are, no matter how much money you making, no matter what the situation, you never quit on your team. You just go to the bitter end, you suck it up, and you finish the job. Because that's just what grown men do. And I'm not saying that Tyreek Hill ain't a grown man. But, sometimes we just do things, immature sometimes. Because, like I said, he just said it. This is the first time I ain't made the playoffs.
This is my first time I haven't been in the playoffs, man. So, I mean, for me, like I said, man, I just got to do what's best for me and my family, dog. If that's here, if that's wherever the case may be, man, I'm finna open that door for myself, dog. As I'm opening the door,
Now, he said, I'm about to open the door for myself. So there's something that he wants that he don't got where he's at for whatever reason. Now, he said earlier in this clip right here, he from the very door, he said what the problem was, is they was just missing Tua. Tua gets banged up. And what you gonna do about that as a player? You ain't got your guy, you gotta suck it up, just like I talked about San Fran. You gotta suck it up, ball it up, throw it away like a piece of paper, and hit the reset button. It is what it is. But like I said, I just think he's being a little, in his feelings about the game right now, and just not being in the playoffs. Watching his old team, the Chiefs, be 15-2. You know what I'm saying? It's just a little frustrating. And, Tyreek Hill thought he was that guy to where he could just do it with whoever. And he backed up Tua a lot. I think Tua is a good quarterback. When he's out there and he's healthy, they light the shit up. McDaniels, their coach, he's one of the best offensive guys in the league. It's clear when you watch them, they come up with a lot of shit that ain't nobody else doing, and it's working. And he got a defense confused. Like, hey, when you come to play Miami, you going to see some different shit. You ain't about to just see the whole same cookie cutter shit. My boys is out there running. No, they got movement everywhere. You know what I'm saying? It looks innovative. So why wouldn't you want to be in this offense? I don't get that. So, there's something behind the scenes he ain't really telling, but basically saying, I'm out of here.
I'm out, bro. So it was great playing here, but, at the end of the day, bro, I got to do what's best for my career and, what's best. Because I'm too much of a competitor to be, just out there. If it is, yeah.
I just think the man's frustrated. They always say, you say things in the moment, in the heat of the battle. And I think that's what just Tyreek's going through, man. I ain't gonna go too hard on him. I like Tyreek Hill. He's always been a player. I didn't expect that out of Tyreek Hill to kind of like quit on his team. And not to say, he basically said he's not available. I mean, he probably wasn't thinking he quit at the time. He probably thought it's like, what's the point? I should be resting like these other dudes is resting. So, he's in the heat of the moment. He's emotional because they're not making the playoffs. And a lot of people are, man. I mean, I watched FCS championship game yesterday, man. Montana State lost to North Dakota State. They won it for what, I think it was a three-peat. But the point I'm trying to make is, them boys crying on the sideline after they lost. People get emotional after football. If you ever played, it can be emotional. It really can. When you put your heart into something, it can really be emotional. And the deep thing about it is Tyreek Hill was rated #1 player in football by his peers, and then he comes out here this year, don't even have 1,000 yards. First time you don't make the Pro Bowl in a long time. First time you don't make the playoffs in your career, and he just felt some type of way, man. That's that. Sweep that shit under the motherfucking rug. It is what it is. Alright. What else I ain't talk about? Where we at? 55 minutes. Alright, so also wanted to look at something else. Playoff teams. Now, we seen how Minnesota is the 5th seed, even though their record is 14-13. 14-3. I'm sorry. But yeah, the seeding doesn't really dictate who's the better team. Okay? Because you get an automatic bid if you win your division, just like in the college football playoffs. Everybody that got that automatic bid, they all lost. So that didn't make you the better team just because you get the bid. And I want to know what y'all think. Should they change the way they see these teams? Because it just seems to happen a lot to where the best player does not get. The best player does not. I keep saying best player. The best team does not get the better seed or the home game. You know, you got a 14-3 Vikings team playing a 10-7 Rams team. And yeah, you know they won a division, but the Vikings don't have no control over that, right? So tell me what y'all think, man. Should the better team be at the crib, or should it really be just win a division? Because it just keeps happening. And one of these days, and it already happened before, I don't remember when, but you know, there was like an 8-8 team or a losing record team that had a home game in the playoffs. They made a big stir about that. So, I don't know, man, but let's see if I can power rank these teams. So, if I'm looking at the AFC, you got to say the Chiefs is the number one in the AFC. You got to give them that. Bills number 2. That's easy. 3 would have to go to the Ravens. And then you got to pick and choose there. All right? Because, once again, we about to find out right away if the Texans is better than the Chargers. All right? We about to find out right away. Because they play each other. But if I had to rank them, of course, I think the Chargers are better than... Actually, I low-key think the Broncos is better than the Chargers. I really do. So I would put the Broncos at 4. I would put the Broncos at 4. Write this shit down. I be forgetting my own shit. Alright, I said Chiefs. Of course, Bills. Ravens. Bills, Chiefs, Ravens. I'm going Broncos 4. Broncos 4. Chargers 5. Texas 6. And 7 is my motherfucking Steelers. Even though they're not the 7 seed. See what I'm saying? Come on, man. You can't go to the playoffs with a 4-game losing streak. Nobody's respecting that. Because nobody cares what you did all year, what you did earlier. You got to be rolling right now. All that before that is just for endurance. That's just for competition. Let's just see how tough you are. See if you can make it through the grind. Because when you get here, whoever can make the grind harder, that's what all the push-ups is for and shit. And all the laps is ran for. That's what all the training's for. So when you get here, you can be tough. So when you get here, you can be tough. And I ain't saying the Steelers ain't tough. Steelers is tough. That's kind of the only reason they kind of here. Steelers need to execute. They act like they can't. And to me, the Texans just execute a little better. Now, the Steelers, of course, got a better defense, but defense wins championships, not games. Y'all said it. Y'all say defense wins championships? It is what it is. But it don't win games. You got to get to the championship. So you're going to need to score. And Texas, you can score a little bit. You got better receivers. Nico Collins. I know Tank Dale's out, but a couple other dudes they got. They supposed to still have Stephon Diggs. They would have been lit. But no, I still trust theirs. Even just Nico Collins alone, he wipes out all of the Steelers receivers. All of them. All of them. But yeah, I'm going to put the Broncos over the Chargers too, man. Y'all let me know. Put in the comment section. I got Chiefs, Bills, Ravens, Broncos, Chargers, Texas, Steelers. That's my power ranking AFC style. All right. Switch it up. NFC, of course. What I'm going to do. So my 1 seed, man, it's easy. Gotta be the Lions. Lions took care of business about the Minnesota, and they did it in a fashion to where you couldn't argue. They the number 1 seed. Fear the Lions. You're going to have to go to Detroit, and you know it's going to be too turned up. Too turned up in Detroit. Because that's what they do. They turn the fuck up, and they going to be turned up for this shit. I ain't going up there. But anyway, up next, gotta be the Eagles. Just worried a little bit. Number 3 team would have to be my power ranking. I'm still I'm going to still get the Vikings the props. Put them at number 3. All right. The Vikings, I still believe in that defense. They can make some plays, man. They just didn't make them. Sam just had a couple plays where they almost got it and didn't get it. And it could have been a difference in the game. I know the score's 31-9, but if you watched it like I watched it, you know what I'm talking about. So I'm going to still get the Vikings Day props. Because they was rolling. All right. Rams. In a kind of an easy division. Nah. Yeah, I'm putting the Rams over the Commanders, man. And I'm going to put Commanders next. Because I like the Rams. Hold up. My bad. I'm just static. Alright. Lions, Eagles, Vikings, Rams, Commanders. So I got damn. I'm putting the Bucks and then Green Bay. I could be wrong. This was tough, man, but man. So basically, I gotta pick the Commanders over the Bucks in that game, and I don't know if I'm doing that, but I do like Commanders defense a lot better than I like the Bucks defense. So I got the Lions, of course, Eagles is 2. Vikings is 3. Rams is 4. Commanders is 5. Bucks is 6. Green Bay 7. This is good. These is good teams, man. NFC got good teams, bro. Real shit. Better teams than the AFC. More explosive than the teams in the AFC. But that don't mean they can't be beat any given Sunday. But the reason I got the Rams over the Commanders is the experience. Coaching experience. You got the Super Bowl experience. You got the veteran quarterback experience. Commanders, this rookie thing got to show up one day. It's just got to show up one day for Jaden Daniels, and we'll see about that. But the Commanders, they got the Bucks. We're gonna see. But yeah, man, that's about it. I appreciate whoever chimed in. I appreciate you if you hit the like button. Appreciate you if you subscribe to the channel. Get down with me. Hey, man, I just be talking sports, talking shit. It is what it is. Call in live, 412-407-2744. Talk your shit. I don't care who you talking to. Talking to them, talking to me. It don't matter. But yeah, that's what it is, man. It's the Underground Sports Show. Once again, appreciate everybody. And hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the notification button. That's how you know when I'm going on. So I ain't got to keep sending all these messages out, bothering people. It'll just pop up on YouTube and let you know when I'm live. Alright, well, look here, man. I'm going to hit y'all with a Steeler Focus. Probably later this week. See y'all again, maybe Friday night. Appreciate y'all, man. Enjoy the college playoffs. I definitely will.
Yeah, it's the underground. It's the underground. It's the underground. It's the underground. You better pass. You better run. And that's your ass. Or you done. It's the underground. It's the underground. Yeah, it's the underground. It's the underground. You better pass. You better run. And that's your ass. Or you done. Move sticks. First down. You better not step out of bounds. You don't really want it, but you really need it. It's the underground, man, we undefeated. Michael Jackson couldn't beat it, 4th down, couldn't reach it, man, you swore about to lose it. Go ahead and face the music, flip a coin, you still lost. Pay the cost to beat the balls, turn your motherfucking lights off. Yeah, CTE, these niggas can't see me. Got your head fucked up, got the game locked up, and it's over for your ass. 4th down, you better pass. You know what it is, you ain't gotta ask. It's the underground, it's the underground, it's the underground, yeah, it's the underground. You better pass, you better run, and that's your ass. When you done, it's the underground, it's the underground, yeah, it's the underground, it's the underground. You better pass, you better run, and that's your ass. When you done.
Robin Grace Productions, baby.